For today's video, I'll just be doing my makeup. I won't really be demonstrating too much of what I'm doing. I don't usually do talk through videos, but I figured some of you don't really know me. I figured this could be a good opportunity to tell you a little bit about what's going on with my life personally. I'm also trying a few new products in this video. I grabbed Sleepy Girl, which I feel like is long awaited. I feel like people have been talking about Sleepy Girl for over a year now. I have some other shades, but I feel like this one is truly perfect for me. And also the name Sleepy Girl. I do sleep a lot, so I feel like it just kind of makes sense. I did put a little SPF on my skin earlier today. They say you should reapply every 2 hours, so I'll go back in with my SPF. Here's how much I'm putting on. This is one of the first times I'm doing my makeup post Moxie, and it's been a little over 2 weeks now. I've just been putting a lot of sunscreen on and leaving my skin alone. I exfoliated my face for the first time this morning. I've also been sick these last few days. I've been struggling the last few weeks, honestly. I pretty much stayed in bed all day Tuesday and Wednesday. I do need to run some errands today and just feel like a person again. I feel like most of the sickness is past. Now I just have more congestion than anything. I usually like to give my face a second to let that sunscreen absorb. While I'm waiting, I'll start on my eyes. I'm using the Urban Decay eye primer. This is one of my all-time favorites. I've been using it for over 10 years now. Not this specific one, but I've been using the eye primer for a super long time. I use it on all of my clients. I find that eyeshadows crease very rarely with this underneath. I'm a huge fan of an eye primer. I'll be using this Ilia liquid eyeshadow. This is in the shade Aura. It has a cool pink tone to it. I love it for blue eyes. I think it's really pretty. As I'm getting a little older, I find the eyeshadow creases more easily. So this liquid eyeshadow is great because it sets. I'll take a fluffy brush and dip right onto where I put that product on the hand and softly apply the color on the lid. I feel like I have a lot of updates. I just got a new part-time job working with Estee Lauder companies. They own a bunch of brands like Le Labo, Clinique, MAC, to name a few. You guys know me as a clean beauty expert, and I love clean beauty and love talking about clean beauty, but I really couldn't pass up this opportunity because it is an artistry role and it's also an education, which are two things that I'm really passionate about. There will also be quite a bit of travel. I'll be heading to Chicago at the end of October and then also going to Atlanta in about 2 weeks from now. I'll also be going to Europe. I'll be flying into London for a few days, and then after London we're gonna go to Puglia, which is southeast Italy, and we'll be there for a week, and then we'll fly to Portugal. I'll be going to Porto and Lisbon. If you have any food recommendations either of those places, let me know. We're planning on doing a little boat cruise on the river, doing some wine tastings, also gonna be going surfing. Also, when I say we, I'm referring to my partner Amr. He and I have been together for 5 years. We actually met at Credo Beauty, which is a clean beauty store. He was looking for a sunscreen tinted moisturizer. Naturally, I sold him the most expensive one. We've traveled a lot together. In 2023, we went to Southeast Asia and spent about 3 months there. We both travel very well together because we just really enjoy walking around and exploring a city, not having too much of an agenda, going to eat good food and kind of do what the locals do, rather than going to like a bunch of touristy things. A lot has also happened within the last few weeks. I was at a coffee shop with my friend and I went to turn on my car and it would not turn on. You'd think it would be a battery issue or something like that, but apparently the engine starter can fail. I had to tow it to the dealer. They had my car for over a week and then quoted me $2,700 to have it fixed. We couldn't take it anywhere else because it was like VIN specific. During that time is when I got my laser treatment done, and then Amr went to Colorado to visit his sister, and so I was alone, didn't have a car, had the laser treatment done, had to avoid the sun. It was a dark time. Very isolated, and then as soon as I like went back into the world, I got sick and then just had to be isolated again. We are also moving to a new apartment in our building. The person above me really stomps around late at night, and I've pretty much been having this issue for the past 9 months now, and it really hasn't gotten any better. And so an apartment opened up on the top floor So in October, we'll also be moving. So we'll be coming back from Europe, moving, and starting a new job. This is exciting because I haven't really gotten to put concealer over my skin yet. I've been letting this area do its healing. My provider really went to town on my darkness there. I can still almost feel a little bit of roughness there. The Moxie laser really lightened up that area. I'll be using the Haus Labs foundation. This is the shade 160 Light Neutral. I'm mixing the two gel bronzers from Jones Road. This is medium and light. I feel like we are officially moving into the last quarter, which is the busiest quarter. I'm also turning 30 this year. I have a trip to New York planned for my 30th birthday. Some of you may also know, but I've been kind of on a weight loss journey. Nothing crazy. I'm not trying to lose a significant amount of weight, but I've officially lost 10 pounds, which is kind of crazy. I feel like I've been kind of hanging on to extra weight. I also lost the weight naturally, not using any sort of supplementation, which if you're doing that, I applaud you, because that is so incredibly difficult, especially in today's current age with all of the supplementation shots. I feel like it's rare that people are like losing the weight naturally. You have to be so disciplined, and as you get older, it just gets that much harder. I've cut out all pastas, alcohol, anything fun. I am looking forward to Europe though, because that's when we can finally kind of indulge again and be on a proper vacation. The last time I was in London, I was 18. It'd be very interesting going back and being a bit older. I actually scheduled a blowout while I'm there because I thought it'd be really fun, especially in London. I just feel like everybody's so posh there and elegant. These are truly some of the most pigmented, creamiest blushes I've ever touched. I really didn't want to be a fan of these, but I am. This is the shade Sleepy Girl. It looks kind of like a deep mauve shade. I'm just taking the fluffy brush. This is a really pretty color. I feel like I can finally put blush on the high points of my face without seeing that pigmentation coming through. If you're considering getting Moxie done for pigmentation, I highly recommend it. This year is one of the first years that I'm really looking forward to fall. Summer in Nashville has been brutally hot, and it's still very warm as we're reaching the middle of September, so I'm just really hoping it starts to cool off soon. We've had a few slightly cooler days, and it has just been so nice. The winters in Nashville are super tolerable, so I feel like I actually don't mind winter here. To finish the look, I'll be using Champagne Rose Luminizer from RMS. This is one of my all-time favorite highlights. I saw a girl applying her highlight like right in this inner corner, and for some reason I've been really enjoying doing that myself, rather than just putting it out here, kind of putting it right close to your eye. I rarely ever set my face with powder anymore. My face tends to be on the dry side, and I like the look of shiny skin. I think it's really pretty. I've been avoiding using powders because I feel like it settles into my fine lines. And when I just set my face with setting spray, I find that my makeup lays a lot better throughout the day. Here's my finished look. I think this blush is a perfect shade. It's not too deep, it's not too bright, kind of blends in with my natural features. I feel like my skin hasn't looked this good in a very long time. Here's how it's looking from further away. Hopefully you enjoyed this little talk through video, and I'll see you in my next one.